So despite Ncuti Gatwa not taking over the TARDIS for at least a year, because David Tennant is going to be the 14th Doctor for 3 specials coming out in November 2023 for the show's 60th anniversary, and presumably Millie Gibson is going to be joining Ncuti in series 14 proper when that starts in like early 2024, they still needed to get the role of the companion cast and ready for promotion, and to basically make sure that the dynamic between the 15th Doctor and the new companion is set in stone and it works. And we know that they auditioned for the role at the end of September, where Ncuti Gatwa, Rusty Davies, Phil Collinson and Andy Pryor were present, and they were looking at people to audition for the role of a character called Ruby Sunday. So we've got this announcement from Children in Need. I was actually working in the building that Children in Need was filming that day, and I saw them assembling the TARDIS backstage, and I knew people who were working on Children in Need, and I knew that this was going to be happening. I did not meet the prospective new companion actor beforehand, but I did manage to see the camera script for Children in Need, and they were keeping this announcement under lock and key. They were not letting anybody know who didn't need to know who was going to be stepping out of this TARDIS and Children in Need. I managed to look at the camera script for this announcement, and it was called Project X with Special Guest. So that was kind of my, that was me attempting to try and figure out what was going to happen before it happened, because I was working in the Children in Need building, working with a different department that day. But anyway, who stepped out of the TARDIS on Children in Need? It was...
Here she is!
And like millions of people across the country, I thought, I have no idea who this person is. This is Millie Gibson, who has made a name for herself in recent years by being in Coronation Street. She is a Mancunian actress. I think she's just turned 18 years old. She is an award winner for playing a role on Coronation Street, and she is going to be playing the new companion called Ruby Sunday, which obviously is such a fake name. Like, she's obviously playing either the Master or Davros. There is no in between. Ruby Sunday is obviously a fake name. However, you can tell that Millie Gibson is absolutely the real deal, a real deal top tier talent that Andy Pryor and Rusty Davies are very, very lucky to have for Doctor Who, because if you go on her Wikipedia page, you don't see her parents' names, which is an increasing rarity in a very nepotistic filled industry, and also when you find people who have become very, very prominent in their childhood or in their teenage years, it is likely because they have very well connected or very famous parents. I'm not saying that people who have famous parents who get there through nepotism are untalented, but it just kind of shows that Millie is absolutely the real deal. So, who is Millie Gibson? We have this page on the official Doctor Who website. Millie Gibson is the new Doctor Who companion, Ruby Sunday. She will make her debut over the festive season in 2023 when the 15th Doctor takes control of the TARDIS. Best known for her role as Coronation Street's Kelly Neelan, 18-year-old Millie was the recipient of the Best Young Performer Award at the British Soap Awards earlier this year. Millie has also appeared in dramas Butterfly for ITV and Love, Lies and Records for the BBC. Speaking of her new role, Millie Gibson said, "Whilst still being in total disbelief, I am beyond honoured to be cast as the Doctor's companion. It is a gift of a role and dream come true, and I will do everything to try and fill the boots the fellow companions have travelled in before me. And what better way to do that than being by the fabulous Ncuti Gatwa's side? I just can't wait to get started." We've got these images as well of Millie and Ncuti in front of the TARDIS prop. Russell T Davies says, "It's the great honour of my job to find the next generation of talent, and Millie shines like a star already. She's brilliant, dynamic, clever, and a wonderful actor. As a Coronation Street fan, I've seen Millie survive chases, guns and sieges, but that's nothing compared to what lies ahead for Ruby Sunday." And they talk about the BBC and Disney branded television deal. New episodes of Doctor Who will return to screens in November 2023 to coincide with the 60th anniversary. David Tennant will play the 14th Doctor for 3 specials before Ncuti Gatwa takes over the role as the 15th Doctor over the festive season. So that's all very exciting, isn't it, kids? So if we go on the official Doctor Who YouTube channel, they do have a interview video between Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson. Honestly, this is just a fluffy this is just a fluffy puff piece interview between Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson asking each other softball questions. We don't want any of this sort of what did you audition with, what are the plot elements, who is Ruby Sunday, is she a plasterer from Manchester? But it is just fun, Disney Plus branded content and stuff, which is very well lit, bisexual lighting in the background. I'm all here for it, absolutely. There are some very fun interactions between these two, though, when they describe how they figured out, where they were when they figured out they got the role. Millie says that she just got a spray tan, so she wasn't able to cry with excitement or joy because it would ruin a spray tan. And Ncuti Gatwa was just about to see a barber before he learnt the news that he was going to be the Doctor. So that's always very fun. But yeah, obviously this is Andy Pryor, who has cast every single Doctor and companion since the show came back in 2005. Obviously, he has a very good track record for this, and the fact that they have gone with a soap star who is so young, who has so many awards to her name for this established role in Coronation Street, I think that she's a real get. And like I said, kind of half jokingly, the fact that she doesn't have, as far as I'm aware, super famous parents shows that, she has worked incredibly hard to be where she is. So yeah, and working as a soap actor as well, it doesn't get nearly enough credit that it deserves. It honestly doesn't. Those are grueling, lengthy shoots where you kind of have to go from scene to scene to scene, and you have to know your lines and get them right first try. There's very little time to sort of build up to a raw, powerful performance or a very emotional performance on the set of a soap opera. It's a grueling industry to be a part of, working on soaps. So it's a really great way for actors like Millie to sort of prove themselves with the canvas that is Coronation Street. And it also makes me wonder whether or not she is going to be a character from Manchester, whether the 15th Doctor will land in Manchester in Christmas 2023, and that's where he'll meet Millie Gibson. She does say in the interview that her mother was Scouse. If she's if her dad's Mancunian and her mother is Scouse, then that makes her Welsh, I think. I will say, the Children in Need announcement, that was very underwhelming. Me and my wife watched it, and firstly, we didn't know who she was, which isn't an issue with her, but the actual Children in Need announcement itself, that was very underwhelming. It was basically, the TARDIS has come on stage, who's stepping out? It's Millie Gibson. Aren't you excited to do this? Yep. And then she leaves. She goes back to her home planet, presumably, her home planet of Manchester. But because Children in Need was filmed in Manchester as well, it wasn't a very difficult trip for her. In fact, it's filmed across the quays from Coronation Street, so she likely just hopped from one set to the other. Ruby Sunday, descendant of Evil Dan, confirmed. This is confirmed. This is it. Fossil reviews. I was expecting a video when Bill was revealed. That was a shame. Now, understandably though, the Bad Wolf's priority right now is to do the 60th anniversary specials. They haven't filmed anything with her yet. She only auditioned at the end of September, and presumably only heard about her success in the audition only a couple of weeks ago. She likely has not properly filmed anything for the show itself. But, the fact that, it's Children in Need, it's the 60th anniversary of the show, they kind of have to get ahead of everything now just because it's the sake of timing. I think she's officially 100% left Corrie now. She posted about it on social media. Oh yeah, she's got Instagram as well. 1 second. So Ncuti Gatwa has 2.6 million follows. Millie Gibson has 193,000 followers. Oh, those are rookie numbers, Millie. You gotta boost those numbers up. You cannot do a full-time role on Coronation Street and then also do Doctor Who. It cannot happen. It is not happening. She reminisces in this interview about her growing up with the David Tennant and Matt Smith era. That's nostalgic for her. Oh my goodness, we're so old. So some of the most eagle-eyed of you may have noticed in this clip as well that she has a Rainbow TARDIS pin badge, and as observed on the twitter.com, this is a Rainbow TARDIS badge made by Jamie B. Gall. All profits for the sale of this badge go towards supporting young LGBTQ plus folk experiencing homelessness and hardship via AKT charity. So you can go on Jamie B. Gall website. They are selling this Rainbow TARDIS badge for £6. Here we go. Yeah, the Who Could This Be badge. This police telephone box badge with the rainbow colours on the front of it. £6. I think it's free shipping, free delivery as well, at least in the UK. I ordered one of these very promptly, so check this out, and it's very, very cool that you've got Millie wearing this badge as a way of showing that she is an LGBTQ plus ally. That's very, very cool. This is actually, believe it or not, you can call it the curse of lowered expectations, but on Turf Island in the United Kingdom, this is actually quite a big statement.